Hello, Randonauts. So today feels like a big day because me and my friend Lita, we are going to go do a Randonautica from JonBenet Ramsey's house. And I will tell you this, I am not excited. I am not excited at all. Gotcha, I'm a little bit excited, but that was a little to all the Karens that found the Chris Watts video. So just want to put that out there. Thank you so much for tuning into this video today. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this video, which I'm pretty sure you will. You'd have to be kind of crazy not to enjoy this. But on a more serious note, this video feels like kind of a big deal for me and Lita to do together because both of us were in Boulder. We also knew each other because we grew up together. We've been childhood, lifelong friends. But we were both in Boulder at the same time that JonBenet Ramsey was killed. I personally lived like a 6-minute drive from her house. And so this murder, it hit the nation, but it hit us like close to home. And now, even though it's been like 25 years since this murder happened way back in 1996 on Christmas Day, as we all know, it's still, the energy of it still permeates, and there's still so many questions. It's still an open, unsolved murder case. And I know we all have our own thoughts and conspiracies, but when you get down to it, the truth is that none of us have the answer. There is no definitive law, clear answer as to who did this crime to JonBenet. So we are going to use our favorite Randonautica app and try to be led to some locations that might give us some answers. Let's go get Lita. All right, we have made it to the Ramsey house. We are parked a little bit ways down the street from it. So this is the part where I need to tell you that the house looks nothing like it did like 25 years ago when this murder happened. It is totally different, and I will put on the screen a picture of what it used to look like then so you can have some sort of comparison. But I just have to say that because the energy of it too is also super different. We haven't actually walked up to it yet, but from what I remember of being here before, the family who lives here now has lived there for like 20 years, and they're a super nice family. They did an interview for Boulder Weekly, I think it was, where they talked about how the house is really theirs now, and it doesn't feel like a murder house to them because they've lived there a super long time. And you can feel that just by like walking by. It doesn't feel like the Ramsey house anymore. It feels like the people who own it now. So we're just gonna quickly get out of the car, briefly film the house just to give you a sense of what it looks like, but to be respectful because people live there and it's, not the Ramsey home anymore. It's someone else's home. We are not gonna get too deep into showing it to you, but then we're gonna jump back in the car and do our Randonautica. So I've been talking a lot. Do you have anything to say? Because it's like you're just here.
No, I mean, just the general thoughts. Obviously, we were children when this happened.
Yeah, that too.
We're about the same age as JonBenet's brother.
Yeah,
so it was
we were in the same grade as him.
It was a weird time for us as children, but I definitely remember. I mean, Boulder was in like a state of terror. Like I remember my mom when this happened. She was like, "You cannot go outside and play because there's a child murderer out there." And
exactly.
It was a big deal. I mean, obviously the whole nation knew about it, but I feel like, in terms of here in town, where it was actually happening, like it was, I don't know, I just remember my parents being out of their minds. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And Lita and I think we disagree on this, but I remember Boulder being pretty safe as a kid, but she remembers it being not safe. So we have different perceptions. But so this murder though in general was like kind of like a big deal. Like it was a rare thing to happen, especially for like this part of Boulder, which is the wealthiest part of Boulder. Anyway, let's just get out and show you the house. So this is the house now. As you can see, they've put a fence around it. There's also a ton of trees and shrubbery. I think it actually looks really cool. So it really does. It has a very different vibe than it used to. So we're just gonna do a little walk by. So yeah, this is the home. It used to be where the Ramseys lived. Now it's in other families, and you can tell it's very happily lived in. So we are not going to linger here too long. Just want to give you the view of it, kind of get a dose of the energy a little bit and then get back in the car and officially start the Randonautica. Okay, so you saw the house. How did it feel to you? Because to me, it felt like just a regular family home. Like if I hadn't known that's where JonBenet was murdered, like I would have no idea. Basically.
No, actually, I was just telling her that I just so happened to drive down the street a couple months ago for some weird reason and did not even realize that that was the house. Like, at all.
It's really easy to drive past because my camera's kind of shaking around. But it's super easy to drive past. It's got the big fence, as you guys saw. It has like the trees and everything. And it just feels really normal now. It doesn't feel like a murder house. And yet we know there was a murder there. So we're still hoping that just by being near the house and close to it, we can get some answers through our intentions, and we'll see. We have no idea what we're going to be led today, but we'll see. So I pulled up the app that I'm going to be using. I used two, both the original Randonautica app and then my knockoff app, which has, I think, the name's been changed to Random Location Generator. And so I pulled it up, and that's our location, the little red pin there right by the house. And so we talked about this, and I think our first intention is going to be led somewhere that will give us a clue as to who did this shit.
Because like, this is still an unsolved.
Yeah, it's still an open case in Boulder County. Like, they're still supposedly actively trying to solve it. I really don't know if they ever will, because, I don't know, I feel like Boulder PD is a little, not like the FBI, I feel like, but so it's still an active case. Everyone has their theories and their conspiracy theories about what happened, but to be honest, we don't know. So what we want is to be led to a clue as to what happened to JonBenet, like who did this, what really happened that night. Yeah, does that sound good?
Yeah.
A clue as to what?
As to
what happened to JonBenet.
What
who
happened?
did this?
Who did it?
It's, I don't know. Okay, this is interesting. It looks like it's like a neighborhood or something, which is like not unusual for me to be led to a fucking house. Excuse my language, because that happens to me a lot. But I actually don't know. Like, I don't know yet. So just from the preview, that's what I can tell. Interesting. So it's taking us, I think, to a different neighborhood. So this is what it looks like. Let's just go and see what is going to be over there. All right. Okay, so we're actually like at the point, basically. I just turned down the street and realized, whoa, we are here. I am already really intrigued. So there's this brick house right in front of us, and then this kind of open field behind it. Like, that's basically the point. Let me like officially pull over and show you guys. So as you guys can see, we just parked. This point is right there, and that is basically this house. It's super bright. Sorry, you can't see that very well, but we're about to get out. But it's this red brick house, and the point is like in that side yard. So I'm really excited because I think we can actually, for once, explore the point. And let's see if we're gonna solve the case of JonBenet Ramsey like today. Okay, so yeah, this is the house, and it also makes me a little bit curious. I don't know what you think, but like, for all we know, like maybe someone that the Ramseys knew lived here, maybe, because we're really not that far. This is like a 5-minute drive from their house. We're really close to the house, but what's really interesting is there, like, this like fence gate thing is clearly like the line to this property is here, and like this is like a public thing, and the point is up here. So we're just gonna take this little pathy path and see, and then I'm gonna get out, look on the ground for things. Like, we got to keep our eyes peeled. Oh, there's a Modelo.
Alcoholism.
Clock that. Maybe the person that did this was drunk. This is very Boulder, though. I'm getting like childhood vibes, probably because I grew up over here, as I feel like we grew up in Boulders in general, but it reminds me so much of my childhood being over here. But anyway, I'm not seeing anything crazy yet. How about you? This is a little interesting, like creepy, peaceful vibes at the same time. This is kind of rare in Boulder that there's just land like this, because Boulder's usually not.
I'm guessing it's because there's such a severe slope here. I'm not even sure you could build a house safely.
Exactly.
There aren't any plates here or anything.
But let me look at my phone and see how close to the exact point we are. So I'm realizing that technically the point is inside the back of this house. So this is obviously the red house we saw from the front.
Freaky.
And the point is like almost like this back bedroom. So that makes me even more intrigued. Like maybe whoever lived here was the freaking killer for all we know, or somehow knew the Ramseys, or I mean, there's a lot of questions here, but
oh yeah.
But I also think it's really interesting that we're led to this sort of like vacant field trail situation. So I'm kind of curious to keep looking. I'm really drawn to like these like thicket of weird stuff. Maybe there can be like, yeah, maybe there could be something in there. Let's go look in there. So first of all, very Blair Witch vibes. Lita just pointed out that this stick is just like, it's broken and it looks like it's just floating, but it's hanging on by a thread by this upper thing.
But at first it just looked like it was just a floating
just
branch.
Like a floating branch. But what really is creeping me out, if I can get over there, is like this really big thicket of like, it almost looks like where as kids we would like hide out, like you'd like build a fort in there or something.
Oh yeah.
And it makes me wonder like was JonBenet like playing hide and seek with someone in this murder and then it turned really freaking weird, or I don't know. I just found a weird leaf that has like 3 holes punched into it. We're finding a lot of weird things. God, these bushes are so creepy. It looks like almost like animals maybe hide out in there. There's almost like little tunnels like within the, oh weird, there's like a big like gate, like someone's fence fell off and like fell into the bush or something. There's like a little bit of trash and stuff. This is weird.
Super weird little thicket here.
It is super weird and kind of like we said, kind of rare for Boulder. Like I don't know of a lot of spots like this in Boulder. Lita has spotted something. Oh, a purple thing.
It's a glove.
That's creepy though. Why is there a glove?
Oh, a balloon.
Oh, a balloon. Okay.
I thought it was like a medical glove for a second.
Okay, that would be so creepy though if it was. But still, a balloon is also interesting. I mean, she was a child who...
Purple balloon.
Okay, purple balloon that has been in here for quite some time. There's also some other weird trash. I see like there's like some wrapper or something back there. But I guess that's kind of to be expected in a weird thicket like this.
I would definitely say this weird like door or fence door or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Is the most out of place.
Yeah, super out of place. Like why hasn't someone removed it? I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's a lot of weird vibes. So now I'm kind of above it. I wanted to see this weird thicket of weirdness from a different angle, and the only other thing I've spotted is like a yellow pipe warning label thing, but the fact that something has the word warning on it could be alluding to the murder. And then there's like lots of rocks and things. It feels like a place that like a witch would lure, like Hansel and Gretel. Like that's the vibe I get from this. Interesting. Lita said she just found a manhole cover that looks very out of place. Like it's weird that there's a manhole cover in the wilderness. But also something weird that I have to say is so up here there's a church and there's like a school over here, and I know that because I used to live on the other side of this hill, and I'd walk up to this church all the time. And I just say that story because, as we know, the Randonautica app, it becomes very personal to you. So we're asking obviously for clues as to who killed JonBenet Ramsey, but the fact that I am also from Boulder, I grew up right next to her, and I'm led to a point that's really close to also where I lived. Somehow it makes it feel like there's layers to this. Like there's all these weird connections, and obviously there's probably like more clues like way beneath the surface that I'm able to see than like we can even like figure out right now. So yeah, we're gonna need to think on this a little bit. So we don't really know what to make of this. We are especially unanimously freaked out by the door.
By the door in the middle of the thickets.
Because it looks like almost like a portal or something. Like it looks almost like some sort of like doorway to freaking Narnia or something. It looks so out of place, and you can also tell that it's been in there for a really long time, the way that the thickets have like grown around it. it just looks like so weird. And so I feel like there's a lot that is beneath the surface here that I clearly don't understand right now, but I definitely feel like an eerie connection to my own childhood, as I just talked about. And like I said, I was a kid here when this happened, but also to like the layers of weird stuff that could be going on with the JonBenet Ramsey case. So I can't believe I didn't notice this as we passed it, but Lita just saw that there's like this really creepy black stain or something on this.
And I made a bit of a joke that it kind of looks like
you smash your head in on, and
like
I was like,
Mayan sacrificial rock here.
Yeah, and I reminded Lita, like, that was one of JonBenet's main wounds, was she had been like hit in the head with a blunt object,
which I totally forgot.
Which she forgot, and I'm like, that I can't believe I didn't see that, because that looks like, it's just like, that gives me chills. Yeah. Okay, well that was actually really interesting. There was a lot of feelings, a lot of things we saw that could all be intertwined in ways I don't understand, and this is why I need you guys who are so good at telling me what things mean, because I'm going to be processing that one for a while. But we want to do one more point, and I think we decided we want to know like some sort of message from JonBenet, and this is something that we also did with the Chris Watts case, wanting to talk to Shanann. So we're hoping that now we could get a message from JonBenet, who, if she was still alive, she would be 30 years old right now. So it's kind of crazy to think about. She died when she was 6, and if she was still alive, she'd be 30. So let's do it. Okay, so we pulled up the app again. We're just gonna start. I'm gonna do all the same stuff I did before. Like, we're always finding an attractor. I always have a 3,000 meter radius and just 1 point. Okay, are you ready? Mm-hmm. A message from JonBenet. A message from JonBenet. She wants us to know.
We got the ad.
Oh, it's on a trail.
Ah, jeez.
Okay, I'm gonna show that to you. So, okay, so this is a point, I'm really curious about this. This is like on a trail, and I wasn't, at first I was honestly like, I was like, if this is going to be high up in the mountains, we're not freaking doing it. It's very cold out. Yeah, it's cold, and we don't have the stamina for that today. But it looks like it's actually not that far off of a road. So I think we can do this, but I'm fascinated because it's in an area I'm not really familiar with, but who knows what could be out there. So let's just go and see what's going to be out there. Like over there, you see like the ruins of this house? This road is super cool, and I had no idea this even existed, this road. But I am kind of loving this. So yeah, this is beautiful, and I have never been out here before. Have you ever been out here before? Mm-mm. Yeah. So we're just gonna ride this. I think this is pretty much the end, and then we're gonna be pretty close to the point. But just the beauty of this area is, I mean, I'm feeling like if JonBenet so far wants us to know anything, just being led to a really beautiful place like this it feels like a good sign that it's like something peaceful, like beautiful,
positive,
exactly.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So we just parked, and the first thing I'm showing you is like how beautiful and ominous and beautifully ominous the clouds and mountains are. But we just saw, like on the trailhead of whatever this trail is that I didn't even know is here, is just some random mace. Just some casual, that's dog mace. That is so fucked up. What? Why do people need to bring that stuff? It's so weird. But the trail itself is called Big Blue Stem Trail. I've never been here before, and the point is not very far. I think it's honestly like kind of down to where those trees are. So, but I am like kind of in awe of how beautiful it is. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, it's really lovely out here. Yeah, it's like old-timey western rolling plains.
Yeah, totally. This is very much that. When you first came into Boulder back in old-timey pioneer days, you would come that way from like Golden, and like this is the first thing you would see. So we're really close to the point, and Lita and I are already talking about like just giving you a beautiful panorama. I can't help it, but like what is the message here? And it feels like the message is that they're at peace, but we were just saying that it's like, could everyone that's died be at peace? I mean, I hope so.
Maybe not Hitler.
Maybe not. No, that's perfect. You're right. I hope Hitler's not at peace.
Like, I would hope that all victimized
Yeah, like people who die innocently by violent means, like they of anyone deserve peace the most. And so I hope that when we're led to like really beautiful locations like this, like that's what they're saying is like they're at peace. But I also kind of feel like, and this was something we kind of got from the Shanann location was like I feel like this thing about like you need to live, like the people who are still on the earth, like you need to live and enjoy the earth and enjoy life, and that's what I feel. And I think so we're pretty much at the point right now, but let me check my phone. So we just realized the point, we're pretty much there, but the point is actually like out there in the middle of this field, which is so in the cow patty field, but that's like where the most beautiful view is, so it's kind of fascinating. So I don't know, I think we're just gonna like not sit here, but like really meditate on this for a minute and see what messages we get. As we're thinking about what the message could be, we just found a shotgun shell, which is interesting, but also not super surprising, I guess, but
farm country.
Yeah, it's interesting. Very lovely tree. You can tell how cold it is outside because both of us have like the red nose. It's deceptively like kind of sunny out, but it's like it's cold as F.
There's a very tiny breeze and it is just bitter.
Exactly. So we feel complete now. I feel like for me, especially with this last point in terms of like a message from JonBenet, I feel like there's something really personal inside of me that makes me feel like she's like, everything's okay. You guys are okay. Appreciate the concern. Like I feel like that's what she's saying, but I don't know how to articulate that without sounding like I just did. So, but I'm really curious what you guys think. We even went to some really interesting places today. Like there's definitely some information in
a lot of ties to
the stuff,
childhood and like
like in our own childhood because we were weirdly like a part of it. Like we grew up here. We were there for all of this and. So anyway, I don't know. I'm going to process this for a while, but we are going to end the video here. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next.
And one last thing to end the video that I was telling Jen about.
You need to hear this.
Yeah. If you ever want to see some really crazy JonBenet Ramsey conspiracy theories, look up JonBenet Ramsey Katy Perry. I saw a video one time about a conspiracy theory that she didn't actually die. They faked her death, and she is Katy Perry. So
yeah, Katy Perry is JonBenet Ramsey. So
it's great.
Yeah,
real winner.
All right. On that note, I will see you guys in my next video.